Every year when the holidays are around the corner, I end up with an inbox and DMs filled with questions from friends and parents and partners and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and whatever, you name it. People who are looking for help on what they can buy their loved one who's interested in learning calligraphy. So in this video, I'm going to show you my 5 things that I absolutely wholeheartedly recommend if that's someone that you are trying to buy for, and I hope it's helpful for you. And if you're the person who wants to learn, feel free to just send this video to whoever it is you want to give the hint to. Okay, number 1 is a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen. This is like the creme de la creme of brush pens that you can get for somebody who's just getting started. It's also the one that I use all the time, even as somebody who's 10 years into doing this. It's just like the best brush pen you can get. And so this is just like a small tip black brush pen. It looks pretty simple, but this is like what everybody who wants to learn wants to get their hands on. So it doesn't usually come sold individually like this. You usually buy it in a pack, and I'll put a picture of what that looks like on screen so that you have an idea of what you're looking for. You can also buy it in a pack of the colored version. So this is the same pen, just in all the different colors. So if the person you're buying for is a very colorful person and you think they might want to practice in color, you can get them the colored set as well. Number 2 would be the same company, Tombow. They make a brush pen that has a bigger tip, and they make them in these sets. You can buy all sorts of different numbers of them. You could go crazy and get like the huge set that I have behind me over here, but you don't need to do that. You can also buy these individually. You can just buy a few of them. This is essentially also a brush pen, which is great for learning for beginners, but it's got a bigger tip and they're more colorful. There's lots of different versions of them and different colors you can buy. So these are also a very good option. Okay, so they have the pens and now they need the paper. So my number 1 recommendation, if you're buying somebody paper to practice on, is called Rhodia. My best recommendation is to get this size. This is a really good size for practice. So this one is the number 18 or the A4 size Rhodia paper. And Rhodia comes in all sorts of different paper types. So you can get ones that are blank. You can get ones that have a grid. You can get ones, I think this one also has a grid, but you can get ones that have a dot style on them. My recommendation is to get this size, the A4, and get it in a grid style. That's the best way that you can give someone a workbook for practice. So black, orange, white, it doesn't matter what color the cover is, as long as it is a grid inside, that's your best bet. My next recommendation is marker paper. So Rhodia paper is like a thicker, high quality paper that you can't really see through super well, whereas marker paper is a translucent style of paper and it's really also smooth, which is good for your brush pens. But what's great about marker paper is you can put it over top of a workbook, which I'm going to talk about next. But essentially, a lot of people, when they're getting started with calligraphy, they have traceable workbooks. So if you put marker paper over top, you can actually see through it and you can use the guidelines of the workbook, but you can have it on practice paper so you're not writing directly in that workbook. So marker paper is a really great option. This is Canson marker paper. It's my favorite one. It's really easy to find in most art stores, at least in North America. But if you're watching this from somewhere other than North America, or if you can't find this marker paper, it doesn't have to be this exact brand. Just any marker paper is going to be great. And last but not least, I'm going to push myself through how weird this feels to say, but my last recommendation would be to buy my course. And to be honest, this is an even better option than everything I've just talked about if you're shopping last minute, because you can get it immediately. None of it has to be shipped to you. You don't have to, wait for anything to show up at your door. You get it right away. So basically, I have a bundle of courses and workbooks that take someone from very ground up, like not knowing anything about calligraphy, all the way to feeling comfortable and confident with their calligraphy in a series of small, bite-sized, well-ordered steps. It's a set of 6 plus some bonuses thrown in there, workbooks that are downloadable and printable, so you can grab those, and then there's a video that goes with each one. So each step is kind of like its own little course, but it's a bundle of all of them that is the best option for beginners. Honestly, I've had over 150,000 people go through this course, which is crazy for me to say, but it really feels like the resource that I wish I had had when I first got started, and that's exactly why and how I made it the way I did. It really takes you through everything you need to know. So you can find that entire bundle at thehappyevercrafter.com/bundle, or if you wanted to just buy the person the first step or one of the steps within that bundle, you can also buy them individually. You can find those at thehappyevercrafter.com/workbooks. Okay, I hope that was helpful. And again, I'm going to put all the links down below to make shopping easy peasy for you. You can find all of the things that I've talked about in the links down there. And I really feel confident that if you buy any or all of these things for the person who wants to learn, they're going to super appreciate your help. And also, thanks for supporting them in getting started with calligraphy, because I'm always down to have new people learning calligraphy and getting into this world. It's the best.